cybersecurity podcast. This is our first episode. I wanted to just introduce the team and introduce why we're having this podcast and get to know a little bit more about us. So for us, we're really seeing that a lot of people find cybersecurity is too complex, it's too intimidating. This podcast is really about changing that. So we really are creating this for both business leaders and IT decision makers who know they need to care about cybersecurity, however, not sure where to start. We're talking about breaking down things like SOC 2 prep, ransomware into plain English, but also discussing with you how you've tackled small things that make incremental improvement in the past. We are going to be having episodes bi-weekly, so it's going to be 15 to 30 minutes long, most of the time including a guest from one of the businesses, not necessarily the top CISOs, but really, people who run small to medium-sized businesses and how they are tackling cybersecurity in the day-to-day basis. You'll hear really actionable insights. We'll talk about emerging trends. We'll give you stories that will really help you understand what's going on in the cybersecurity land. So, if you're a CIO or a CTO or a business owner looking for clarity, this is where you want to subscribe, and we will make sure we can keep it relaxed and authentic and have you walk away with some finite, real answers. With that said, I wanted to introduce you to everyone here. My name is Lana. I'm the Client Solution Manager at Careful Security. I drive sales, marketing. I also do quite a bit with operations and hiring. So I'm doing everything behind the scenes so our tech team can run fast. Next, I'll want you to meet Sammy. He's our CEO and founder of Careful Security. Sammy, can you tell us a little bit more about Careful Security and how you started it and your background and all that?
Sure. So at Careful Security, we like to handle security a little differently. I have had 20 years of experience in corporations, like big corporations, and I have seen what works, what doesn't work. But having worked through different industries, I feel cybersecurity is very much related to the industry you are working in. So if you are a hospital, you have a different sets of issues that you need to worry about versus if you are a bank or if you're an entertainment studio. So I feel one of the issues with cybersecurity, it has become very commoditized. So it's like take the same solution and try to retrofit it on every company. But before we go to the solutions, we should really take time to understand the requirements and, most importantly, understand the business processes of the company, because that's where the vulnerability lies. And that is not easy because you got to talk to people, kind of read between the lines, because we've been doing it this way, doesn't make it right. So I feel understanding the requirements, and also cybersecurity professionals are agents of change. So how they can gently persuade the other person to change their ways. So maybe we do cybersecurity therapy, be a good listener, and then try to shift our clients' approach to IT and business processes into a more secure as well as business-friendly way, because changes do not stick unless they are usable. So you cannot put a giant fortress and say you have to walk in through this fortress using 7 cards every time you come in and out. But how can we make it seamless? And that's where our great team comes in. So thank you.
Thank you. Yes, we are super concerned about the small businesses and the medium-sized businesses. We know that there are 10,000 or so enterprise software companies going after 40,000 enterprise companies, and everyone else gets left behind. And We don't need to buy a ton of tools and overlap them to be secure. Really, it's about practice, advisement, implementation, follow up. So simple things we can help you with to feel more secure every day. Dan is the newest member of our team. He's our cybersecurity manager. He just joined us this week, and we're so excited to lean on his expertise in helping customers be secure. So, Dan, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, thanks, Lana. My name's Daniel. Roughly 10 years experience doing IT-related things. The last 5 years has been more focused on cybersecurity, infosec, and yeah, basically here to kind of drive the SOC and the Security Operations Center, getting the SIM going, handling all the alerts, all the investigations related to just activity for all the customers, all throughout the 24/7 essentially.
Nice.
Assisting with the deployment of the CIS controls, getting compliant, going through that whole process, and really just kind of guiding and helping and doing everything we can on our side to make sure that all gets put in place, done correctly, and gets everyone compliant.
Nice. Yes, he is here mastering one of the secrets of the industry is that we, as a managed service provider for cybersecurity, are going to get far better deals on software than you do by going directly to a software company. So not only do you get a better license price, you get Daniel. He knows what he's doing, and he knows which alerts are bad and which ones might look bad, but really aren't anything at all to be worried about. So we're super excited to have him. Again, this is something that's so expensive. It can be, hindering to buy based on cost, and we're committed to giving a low cost solution to that. And finally, we have Elon. Elon has been with the team for several years. He is a great resource, our prize problem solver. He knows how to figure out everything way faster than the rest of us. Elon, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Elon. Like Lana said, I've been with the company for a while now. I'm one of those employees that, come with the company. So I've been here since almost the very beginning. So, yeah.
Sweet. Well, thanks, everyone. Kind of opening the floor up. Is there anything you want to talk about in terms of what you're looking forward to from this podcast, or, what change you want to see happen? Sammy, any ideas on that?
Yeah, I think our motto is simple solutions for complex problems, because simplicity is not simple. So we are very much focused on action items rather than just talk about the problem. So we can have the perfect solution, but the hacker is not waiting for you to build a perfect solution so that he can test his skills, right? How industry experts have done little incremental changes, which lead to huge benefits in the long run, because big changes can be intimidating. So our philosophy is, what can we do today? What can we do today to move the needle along?
Yeah, it's a good way to live your life in general. I agree. Anyone else? I know that what I love about what we're doing is we're not just saying, pay me and then you'll find out. Of course, we're business. We have clients. We want more clients. But being part of a community means actually helping with the problems they have, not just saying, I will keep all those secrets to myself and you can come ask me if you want to pay me. So that's really meaningful to me. That's what it really means to be supportive. And I've never worked for a company that understood that. So it's such a joy to be able to drive that here.
Thank you, Lana. We are glad you joined us.
Me too. Any more thoughts on where we want to see?
Well, just kind of wanted to rip off of just what you, Lana, and Sammy were talking about as far as not wanting to keep secrets or hold anything back or anything like that. But as far as like the CIS controls go, some of the more higher impact controls that you can implement as far as kind of like, okay, we've got 18, which ones, should we focus on first? Things like patch management. I mean, you're doing software patching and OS patching is absolutely at the top. Application allow listing, controlling what applications, what software, what code can execute on the systems is absolutely gigantic. I mean, those two things alone will have a giant impact, right? Keeping systems patched and then controlling what actually gets executed in the environment. And then you can kind of move farther down the list, things like controlling administrative access, right? Don't let Sally in HR run as an admin. Make sure everyone's a standard user, and really controlling administrative access. I mean, I think those three things you implement, obviously there's a lot more to it. I'm leaving a lot out, but I think starting with those three initially would have a huge impact. Patch management, patch program, absolutely gigantic.
Agreed. Yep. It's taking the first steps. It's like, oh my gosh, I want to write a novel, but I can't get a sentence out. Like, one step, and then it starts to go.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Well, Elon, any remarks before we start closing out our first podcast?
I look forward to seeing who we have as guests and their experiences and what they have gone through and things we can learn from them. Yeah.
Great segue. We definitely have 100 million topics we could talk about. We want to hear from you what you want to talk about. Anything from what's the best cyber insurance I can buy to what should I be thinking about when I am evaluating software. All of these things are topics we think are little small things that can make a big change. And if you're interested in being on our podcast, please reach out. Again, this isn't about technically focusing on application security fuzzing or something very niche and specific. We want to take really measurable actions for business leaders so that they can really make change and feel like they're doing their customers and their employees a service via cybersecurity and compliance. And then that's us. Sammy, any closing remarks before we end the show?
Oh, Lana, you seem like a professional newscaster to me. I'm like, am I watching TV or is this real? But thank you for putting this together. Yeah.
That's years of sales and looking at my face in Zoom since 2020. All right, gang. Well, happy Friday. We're going to certainly enjoy our weekend, and we are looking forward to hearing from you and engaging with you and making cybersecurity easy.
That's a great motto. Yeah, make it easy.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you.